Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready for Broker Talks.
What's up, everyone? Today is another episode of Broker Talks, and we have the man of the hour at the table. His name is Jesse Cloud from Andy Elliott. This guy is full of energy. He's an absolute amazing person, and I just want to introduce him to everyone. Jesse, thank you so much for jumping on the show, and I can't wait to chop it up with you right now. How you
Yes,
doing?
sir. Dude, if I was any better, I couldn't stand it. Sunny 70 here in beautiful Arizona. I'm on here with somebody that I look up to, I admire, I respect as yourself. Number one, for anybody that's watching this or it's followed Michael's content, this guy is consistent. This guy doesn't miss. This guy does what he says he's going to do. So I'm grateful to be on here with you, my brother.
I really appreciate that, man. And same to you. And I see what you're doing over there, and I love what you guys are doing. And I just want to break down you. I want to tell everyone about you. So I met you in October 2023. We were at the Wealth Con. What was it called? Wealth Con?
No, this one was Limitless.
Limitless in Utah. Met you at an event. We clicked, we hit it off right away backstage. Met Andy Elliott through you. You work with Andy Elliott. And tell me about your story, man. I know we never got into your story. How did you start? You know, I see what you're doing now. You're crushing it. Just give me a little background how you started, and let's tell the audience about you.
Awesome, dude. Well, number one, I'm 25 years old right now as I sit here and talk to you. I met and found out about Andy when I was 18 years old after I'd, graduated, and I was just like kind of confused of what I wanted to do with life. Long story short, somehow I come across a video of like Andy talking about car sales. Long story short, I'm broke. I have a few $100 in my checking account, $306 to be exact, and I'm living with my sister, and I'm sitting here watching this guy on YouTube. I'm watching this guy. I like how he talks, speaks, moves, and I'm just like, dang, man, I like this guy. Well, it inspired me enough to go and get a job at a dealership, and they hired me literally on the spot. So I'm selling cars. I really didn't know what to do. I didn't even know car salespeople had bad names. I didn't know people didn't like car salespeople. I had no clue. So I'm like running up to talk to somebody, and they're like, "Oh, get away from me." I'm like, what? Stink? What's going on, dude? Long story short, I'm getting my butt kicked, and I'm still watching Andy's YouTube videos. And then one night, it's 10 p.m. I'm laying in my bed watching these videos, and then a number pops up. It says text this number. So I text that number, and literally moments after I shot that number a text message, I got a phone call from that number. So I pick up the phone, and it was Andy. Long story short, remember 300 and something bucks, $306 in my checkings account, and no savings. And then 10 minutes into the conversation with Andy, I spent $299 on one of his training courses. 45 minutes into the conversation, he found out that I had a Discover It credit card, and I maxed it out, which had a $1,000 limit, $997, to go to his first ever live event that was in his living room in Oklahoma. So I'm
You were
18.
living where? Where were you living?
I was in Alabama, and I was working in Tennessee. Andy was in Oklahoma and on YouTube with hair. Okay. So, long story short, 2 months, I got my butt kicked. I'd sold 2 cars, like 4 cars. And then the third month, I sold 17 cars. And that's when I was like, oh, wow, it's real. I didn't just get lucky because you got to think, I bought this stuff the first month I was selling, and I didn't make any money the next 2 months. But then the third month, I made $9,800. And I was like, OMG, bro, this is the goal.
Show everyone your watch real quick. Look at that fresh ass watch he just got for himself. I can't wait to go through this story.
Yeah.
So third month you crushed it. You hit 10 grand. And then what happened? You took his advice and
Yeah. So the third month there, I beat the sales guy that's been there. He's been there for like 5 years and nobody's ever beat him. That was the first month that I beat that guy. And that's the first month I ever won. And then they moved him up into management. And then I was the top guy there for the rest of the year there. So I stayed that
2017-ish.
this was, yes, 2018, 2019. I stayed there for a year, and then I'm consistently selling anywhere from 15 to 20 cars. This dealership sold 50 cars a month. We had 10 salespeople. So you could do the math on that. There's not a lot of cars being sold. It was a smaller store, and, I was making roughly 15 grand, 10 to 15 grand a month. I think I made like 103 grand my first year selling there, just figuring out first year, freaking straight out of high school. Like, it's not too bad,
Amazing.
not too
Amazing.
bad. and I'm doing very well. This is when Andy started to talk about like social media and branding and marketing, doing all this stuff. So I'm listening to him. So I'm starting to post cards on Facebook, starting to get on Facebook Live, nervous as a cat. Hey, I'm using some Southern twang today. Hope you're ready for it.
I love it. I love it.
Nervous as a cat, dude. I wasn't a fan of social media. I was the kid in school that never posted. I didn't really do much. I wasn't famous or popular on Instagram or none of that stuff. But Andy's like, you got to get on there. You got to get on there. So I start to get on there and I start to build my brand, which I didn't even know what that meant at the time. So I'm doing it. And then I have all these ideas and I'm like, oh, I'm going to do this thing that Andy's telling me to do. Okay, I'm going to go get approval from my general manager first, just to make sure he's cool with it. And that's a no. I shouldn't have did it. So I'm going in there and I talk to my GM. And don't get me wrong, I haven't been beat since I've been there. Not one. I'm the first to get there, the last to leave. I pick up trash in the parking lot, like not your normal salesperson. Okay. I treated it like my own business because that's how Andy taught me to treat it. Same thing that I do today. So I go to my manager, my general manager, the last month of the year before, like, we go into the next year. And I'm like, hey, I got this idea. This is going to help me sell an additional 10 cars a month. This is how I'm going to pick up that extra 10 cars a month. This right here. This is what I want to do. He was one of those guys, super good at what he did. He's an old school, his way or the highway. Nothing's going to change his mind. He was good at what he did, but it's just like those old football teams where they ran the wishbone and then there's that one team that run the spread and they're like, oh, you're stupid. But then the spread kicks everybody's butt. That was what was happening with me and him because he was the wishbone. I was running the new spread because it hasn't been heard of. Long story short, he was smiling and just looking at me like this. I'm telling him, he's like, you think this is Jesse Cloud Chevrolet or the company I work with, Chevrolet? I'm like, dang, he shot me down. And I was nervous. I was nervous to go talk to the guy. I said, Mike, his name was Mike too. I appreciate you, brother. You told me everything that I needed. Thank you. Long story short, I finished out the month there. And in the car business, you really don't say, hey, I'm going to put in my 2-week notice. Because it's just like, if I would have told them, if you tell them that, they're just going to fire you on the spot. Because they're like, oh, you're going to take these leads. It's just kind of a weird environment. I went on, I finished the entire year. At the end of the year, I walked in and I said, hey, I appreciate you guys. Today's my last day here. Super grateful for you. I turned in all my stuff. This is where I'm at. But thank you for the opportunity. They tried to get me to stay, and even the guy's brother called me, told me how stupid I was for leaving, and I'm never gonna have an opportunity like this again.
Well, you said you wished you didn't do it, so obviously everything happens for a reason, right?
Yeah. And I'm talking to Andy, and I planned on moving from where I lived in Alabama to Texas to work for this dealership that Andy was heavily invested in training. They paid Andy to train him and everything. And I was about to move across the country and work at this dealership in Texas.
Wow.
Well, before that happens, I'm talking to this general manager. He's like, Jesse, Andy was telling me you're everything that I'm looking for here. You're totally good. Whatever you want to do on the social media aspect, you just let me know. I'll cover costs, expenses, whatever you want to do. Just say it's done. You can stay with me. And he sent me a picture of his house, bro. This is in Corpus Christi, Texas. He's living in this glass mansion, bro, on the beach in Corpus Christi. I was like, dang, bro. Oh my gosh. Well, I was full set, on doing that. And at one point in time, I had a general manager that wasn't my last general manager that got fired from that job. He was at the dealership across town, about 40 minutes away. Same kind of store, Chevy store. Well, he says, Jesse, come see me before you leave, man. Just come tell me bye. Come see me before you leave. So I'm not thinking anything of it. What little did I notice is I was going into an interview. I didn't even know it.
Oh, wow.
But he didn't know I was going to Texas either. He didn't know. I hadn't told anybody. So I'm going up here. I've got my cowboy boots on, blue jeans, tight button-up shirt on. You know how I roll. I'm going through the door. I get there, Chattanooga, traffic everywhere. Remember, I was in a small town. I didn't have traffic when I was going to my dealership, the first one. Now I get on the freeway. I'm driving. There's traffic everywhere. And I get there. Some guy bumps into me at the door. Ended up having like a quick little, 4 or 5 minute conversation with that guy. And I was just like, dude, that's a great human being. I like that guy. That guy was awesome. So I go back in here. I'm sitting down. Next thing you know, I'm interviewing him and I'm telling him, look, dude, I'm going to Texas, man. I don't think Tennessee allows us to do like the phone stuff here to market. So that's what I was interpreting why we couldn't do that, because I was still in Tennessee. So I didn't think that was eligible for me to do that. He's like, huh? What did you want to do? I was like, well, yeah, dude, I'm going to Texas so I could, build my social media and do my brand, what Andy tells me to do. And he's like, Jesse, I don't care what you do as long as you sell cars. I'm like, No kid. Anyway, so they showed me the pay plan. I was like, wow, like this is crazy. It was a great pay plan. And then next thing you know, I'm sitting here talking to, he was a sales manager there. And then that guy that I bumped into at the door, I walked in, that was the freaking owner of the store. He was the owner, bro. And then
Wow.
next thing you know, I'm talking to him and I just felt like, oh my gosh, this is home. This is home.
And you're talking to Andy, like Andy's talking to you on the side about just mentoring you, basically.
Oh yeah, and me and Andy texted every day until about 2022,
Wow.
and then that's when he really started to blow up, and then he had more clients and stuff. But yeah, me and Andy literally texted every single day because I done everything he told me. Everything he told me to do, I just did it, and it worked. So I was like, "What next? This is what I did. This is the results happened. What next?" And we would just continue to have these conversations. I get that job. The first month there, I joined in December, so it was just like I sold like 4 cars in like 6 days or something. So I didn't win salesman of the month. Obviously, it was in December. January 1, I get salesman of the month. First month at the dealership.
January 1.
January 1, I started. That was
In
my first full
2019.
month. I'm doing that, and I get salesman of the month. Second month in a row. Let me backtrack. There's a guy there, big old 6'5" old guy. His name was Lou, and Lou was a straight savage, bro. He was the definition of a workhorse. He got there early. He stayed late. He didn't take off days. Just an old guy that just was good at what he did and just grinded his balls off every single day. He's been there for roughly 8 to 10 years. It was 8 to 10 years. That's how long he's been there. And like nobody's ever beat Lou. Lou's the man. The first month there, I beat him. Second month there, I beat him. Third month there, I beat him.
He's probably like, what the hell? Who is this guy?
I'm in the break room. Just imagine a little bitty cubicle. I'm in there putting my stuff, my meal prep in the microwave, and I hear the door shut behind me. I'm talking about directly behind me. And I just feel like somebody's just looking at me. I'm like, oh no. So I look around. Yeah, it was Luke. So I turned around and he's like, I don't know how you do it. But good job, son. I've never been beat 3 times in a row. And I've been doing this for 35 years.
Wow.
So he shook my hand, and then me and Lou became great friends. And I taught him how to do all the social media stuff. You could look at him right now. He's posting.
Does he still hit you up?
Yeah, absolutely.
Love that.
Absolutely. And I think he still kicks everybody's butt too.
That's awesome, man.
Still kicks everybody's butt. But I stayed there for 3 years there, crushed it, killed it, made way more money than at my first store. And then in 2022, I was on pace to do over 300 grand. I just came off my biggest month. I sold 30 cars, made nearly 40 grand in 1 month. I'm in my office, I have my suit on, my leather Python cowboy boots. Andy calls me. Remember, 2022 is when Andy started to really blow up. Andy calls me. I pick up the phone. I'm like, Andy, thank you, bro. I just had one of the biggest months ever. I'm crushing it. I've done everything that you told me, dude. Everything that you told me is coming true. I've built my brand. I've became a walking billboard. Every time I walk into the store, people are like, hey, you're Jesse Cloud. You sold my aunt a car. Hey, I seen that video you posted about that car. I couldn't go anywhere without somebody knowing who I was or what I did because you got to think, small town. I owned it. Andy says, own your backyard when you sell. People need to know who you are, what you do, and how good you are at what you do. Those are the 3 things. If there's anybody listening to this right now, if you're in sales, who you are, what you do, how good you are at what you do, and how can somebody get a hold of you. If you could get that down, your referral business, it's fixed to become your full-time business because that's the aura. That's the thing that you're building.
It's your tagline. That's your calling. Yeah.
That's right. So I'm telling Andy how freaking blessed and how grateful I am. And then the first thing he says, he says, son, you're playing so small. I'm like, what are you talking about, Andy? No, you told me to. I've done everything you said. No. My ego kicked in. He's like, listen to me, Jesse. Listen to me. You told me you love selling cars because you like helping people. Am I right? I'm like, yeah, of course. Because I helped a lot of subprime customers get into cars. And then those subprime customers, I would show them how to build their credit up. And then they would come back to me. And then they would buy the $80,000, $90,000 Tahoes. And they wouldn't have to pay a 20% interest rate because they paid the 20% interest rate on the $20,000 car. Then we paid that one off, traded that one in. And now they have a lower interest rate on the car that they originally wanted because I was a professional. And I didn't sell them what the car is. I sold them what the car did for them in their situation. So that way they could get the big lifted Tahoe in the future if they wanted it. I had all these referrals coming in at this time from every which angle. Andy tells me, he's like, you love helping people. Am I right? I'm like, yeah, absolutely. He's like, okay, you're only going to be able to help so many people selling them a car. Why don't you just move in with me and my family and work for the Elliott Group and change millions of people's lives? Said I'll be there in a week. Sold my 2019 Corvette that I had for 2 months. Sold my 2019 Corvette, packed up my big jacked up, lift up GMC pickup truck. 29 hours later, I met Andy's security team right at the gate before we got in his house, and I wasn't on the list yet. So they were like, "Why are you here?" Andy wasn't answering his phone. Neither was Jacqueline because they was on a run. And I sat down there, and next thing you know, I made friends with a security guard, and then Andy and them came running up, and then they let me in. And then that's how my career started in the Elliott group. So now I've been here for 2 years now, fixing to be 3 years. I've watched Andy's build his entire company from the ground up, and literally we're a startup company just getting warmed up, changing millions of people's lives. And we started Andy just started selling car sales training. 100 new transactions for me a month, maybe 10 of them are car guys. The other 90% is business owners and entrepreneurs. Some of them need help with fitness, some of them need help with faith, some of them need help with making money, some of them need help with relationships. We're not even a sales training company. Like, we're branded as a sales training company. Dude, all we are personal development and life training company, just teaching people how to unscrew their situation and help them be better. And it's so awesome. The people, bro, the people that we attract that know us and we're friends with and building relationships with, the Andy Frisellas, the Ed Miletts, the David Goggins, all these guys that I looked up to and watched.
David Goggins,
bro,
serious players.
I've talked to every one of them with Andy because he took me along with him.
Didn't you wrestle Russell Brunson?
I did wrestle Russell Brunson. Yes, I sure did. And that guy is strong, bro. He took grown man strength. Yeah, he took grown man strength to a whole another level. Now, I am the only one that didn't get pinned or submitted by him out of the teams, just letting you know.
Did you wrestle in high school? I mean,
no, bro, I just got that redneck something, dude. I don't know what it is. Just gifted by the good Lord.
Dude, that's crazy. So you lived with Andy in 2022.
Yeah.
He took you in because he believed in you, obviously. And then he basically just took off with him.
Mm-hmm. And then, like, when we first started to, like, get our name out there, that's when I met you. That's when I met you at Limitless. That's when, like, we first started, like, to get out there, get on bigger stages.
That's when you first started. You guys probably had, like, I don't know, 70, 80 people?
Yeah.
Where are you guys at now?
Dude, we're powerful with less people. We've brought in more people in here, but it's kind of diluted, like, the specialness.
Yeah.
So we're still running about 100.
Quality.
Yeah, we still run it. Now we have some virtual teams that we have. And for people to get in-house now, they have to be a star on virtual for 6 months to a year to earn their right in here. And then the guys that are hungry, those are the ones that we're bringing in, because we're building new buildings right now. We're building the bigger seminar room to hold 1,000 people. We have one right now that holds roughly 500. And you know what? And what's super cool is all this is God, bro. Like, God is running through our company right now like crazy. Put it this way. Andy, he cussed like a sailor, like a freaking sailor, bro. He hasn't said an F word in 3 months. That's rare. I've never known Andy not to cuss. But he said for him to impact the people that he needs to impact, which is God's people, he says he can't let his tongue tie up his words. We're connecting with everybody, and there's people that would reach out and say, Andy, I love your message, but I can't show it to my kids. I can't let my son watch this. Dude, you say the F word too many times. So now, if you notice, even on his Instagram posts, the editors are not allowed to post any F words, any cuss words. Sometimes a couple slip, but you're not going to find any more F words. And then you know what's crazy? After we've done that, and even as a company, we all go to this church, Impact Church, huge church, like 3 services, 2,000 people each service, packed.
Wow.
Packed. Huge. There's 3 locations.
This is in Arizona.
In Arizona, Impact Church. We've been going there for 2 years. They know who we are, and they come to us. We give them a tour. Pastor Travis did a podcast with Andy, and a week later, they come to us and said, hey, we want to open up the 4th location of Impact Church. Would you guys be interested in doing it here at your facility? So, bro, the 4th location of Impact Church is going to be at the Lion's Den headquarters here in Arizona, right underneath me.
When?
February is going to be our first.
I gotta come out there.
Yes. So check this out. All of our events, Friday and Saturday. Friday, we train, we work out, we speak. Then Saturday, Andy speaks all day. And then Sunday, guess what? Instead of flying home now, hey, why don't you guys stay and go to church with us? What?
That's amazing.
What?
That's amazing.
So it's just super cool, man. God is he's here with us. He's leading us, he's guiding us, and he's protecting us, man. So it's super cool. It's super cool to be a part of it. Now I'm here and just continuing to crush it, do the right thing, work out hard, do the right just show people the definition of personal excellence. Just being real, being straight up, not beating around the bush, not lying, not doing anything to hurt somebody, but just setting the standard for all the people that's watching you that you have no idea about, and also setting the standard for yourself and your peers and the people that's around you every single day. That's the mission that we're on now, man. I couldn't be more grateful for the position that I'm in life and in business. And I mean, I have the freedom to get on a Zoom call with you during the middle of the day. Like, this is the good stuff, man. This is literally a dream life, man.
You're the best. You're being the best version of yourself, and give you so much respect. And that's what I try to be too, the best version of myself in every aspect, you know? And it's not just about business, financials, it's just about being a good person in general. And I love that. I love that about you. You're just a good person. I could tell right away as soon as I met you. This guy is just a good, warm-hearted person.
I felt the
So
same about you, bro.
awesome. No, I appreciate that. And we'll definitely do business together and we'll hang out. I'll come to Arizona. I gotta come. So how can I help you? Like, what can I bring to you? You work with business owners that want to increase their sales, right?
Whatever they want. Like, sales is easy. These are the situations for business owners. They're either making so much money they put their family and their health on the back burner and they need help there, or they got their health and their family taken care of, but they're not making money. They don't have the right team in place. They don't have the right skills in place. They don't have the right leadership qualities to attract the people that they need. They say, I can't find the right people, Michael. I can't find the right people. You got to attract them. It's all these younger guys, all these people that's in the younger generation. Do they look up to you as a leader, somebody they want to be? Are you their role model, their mentor, their leader, somebody that they look up to? Or are you just the boss? What are you?
Gotta be a leader, baby.
And then we find out that. So any situation, I mean, there's not many people that hasn't seen, some type of content from Andy and, our social media, bro. They play the stuff, the six pack or you're fired. I mean, all that stuff is just, it's a hook to get people to watch. Our editors are very good at what they do. But like, if you generally like had a conversation like with Andy, you can see like he really cares. He's not a hard person like he seems to be on social media. He really loves, he really cares. The love that we have here at our events, very special. So, I mean, we do a lot of things. I mean, we have coaching programs, we have Zoom calls, we do live events about 9 months out of the 12 of the year. So we do all kinds of things for anybody that really just wants to personal develop in any area of their life, no matter what it is.
Love it. I gotta catch a flight. I gotta get out of here. I appreciate you jumping on, and we gotta get together. And I watch all your videos. I'm a big fan of yours, and I'm here for you, man. Anything you need. And let's link up this year. 2025 is gonna be a great year for everyone, and I really appreciate you, brother.
Let's go. Well, I tell you what I'll do is, you say most of the people that watch this are like business owners and like people that are just growing in sales and some type of
People
entrepreneurial
that want to
space.
buy, people that want to sell, people want to broker, people want to make money, entrepreneurs.
Well, dude, I tell you what I do. I'll tell you what I'll do for everybody that texts me the podcast. What's your podcast name?
Broker Talks.
So if somebody texts me their name with Broker Talks, my cell phone number is area code 256-605-7800. I'll give them a recording to one of our events for free if they text me that little code, because I know they come from you, bro. And your people are important to me.
I appreciate that. And we'll edit this up nice and we'll put that on the screen and people will be texting you.
Let's go, man. Well, listen, I love you, bro. I'm super grateful for you. Be safe on your flight, and I really look forward to seeing you soon, brother. I'm super grateful. Thank you.
I love you too, man. Have a great day and have a blessed weekend, and we'll talk soon. Thank you for
All right.
jumping on the show.